check 1 2. Can you hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, welcome to another episode of Your Worst Neighbors podcast.
Yay!
Wait, there we go.
I asked you, I said, do you know where the pause button is?
There we go. Here with your host and co-host, PX Floro.
I'm happy to be here, Jorge.
There we go. And me, Jorge Sanchez.
I miss you. I mean, I know I see you. I know I see you on Sundays.
We're neighbors.
I know, but I don't really see you. I don't really see you. And
I've been busy.
And I'm
You've been busy too.
I know we've both been busy, but usually we see each other like every other week. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
But we haven't seen each other since summer started. I feel like.
Yeah, I think since I started a new fitness regimen, I think I've just been occupied with that. But you've been busy too, trying to get your life together.
I know.
Trying to work it out, but it's great seeing you. Like, actually, it's great though because I see you every Sunday now at least.
Yeah, and I like seeing you there. It's good to see you there.
I'm not sure if I told on podcast, but every Sunday I'll be at, as much as I can at least. I'll be at,
well, you'll be there because I can't be there.
I'll be at your mic, and it was great. I needed it because after taking a break from comedy, trying to get back at it is difficult. It's like you forget.
It should be like riding a bicycle, though, right?
Yeah, it's getting easier now, but it's funny how you quickly lose that muscle, that confidence muscle. You know what I'm saying? When you're on stage in front of folks and.
Do you? I mean, I don't.
Yeah,
really?
I did.
You felt like you lost it?
Yeah. I think before. Yeah, I'm definitely. I'm getting it back, but I don't feel a difference when you take a break and you're back at it.
You can't tell. Like you to me, you're just like the same Jorge.
So I've been off of this whole time. Then.
No,
there's no difference to you guys.
No, but it's an open mic, so you're like working on material.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And that's a little different.
That's another difficult part. Is I'm trying my best not to rely on old material. I mean, I want to make the break worth it. So I'm like, I want to come in with build a new 5. And
and just keep building a new 5 and building a new 5.
Yeah, and save the good stuff for showcases. Because it's like. I don't know. I'm at that point. I'm getting tired of my old material. So
I don't know if that was the first Sunday you came back, or if it was the second Sunday you finally came back to Foxtail.
The cancer incident.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We should probably tell the folks what happened. All right.
That's fucking hilarious, dude.
Well, it's hilarious to you. It wasn't to me so much. So anyway, actually, that's a great thing you brought it up because that's the context where I'm like, I'm trying to get back into it and flexing that comedy muscle, right? So I feel like I'm very I'm stepping with my words.
You're rusty.
I'm having a hard time remembering, dude. Like I remember the showcase I did with Falco was a guest set, and I forgot the punchline in the middle of the setup. And I confessed it to the crowd. I was like, "Oh, I forgot the punchline." Oh my
god, did they laugh?
They laugh, but it's like this guy's an idiot. Laugh.
No,
not
they
like,
don't even know
this guy's funny. And it was actually a very, it's not a sensitive topic, but it's a topic that relied heavily on the punchline, and I totally forgot it. And I was like, it was so stupid. And that's what prompted me to be like, I need to get my shit together. I'm going to PX's mic as much as I can on Sunday at least once a week.
I love seeing Jorge.
I love seeing you, and you have a great room at Foxtail. If folks don't know about it, go check it out every Sunday. It's a great room. Owner's awesome. I saw Wendy for the first time in a long time, and her husband Felipe, and they're awesome folks. So support that business for sure. And they have great kimchi. I tried their kimchi.
Yeah, their food there is amazing. Their drinks there amazing.
Yes.
And what's crazy is that it's a vegan place, right? It's all vegetarian, vegan. But I don't eat.
Right, but if you're an omnivore like most people, it's still good stuff.
It's still good. That's what I'm saying. Like I eat their stuff there.
Yeah.
Like they have like some dishes that are only there seasonal. Like they had this one, it was like a pasta and mushroom, and it was amazing. I was like, this is so good. And I'm totally an omnivore. Like I'll eat the fucking meat right off the fucking cow. You know what I mean?
And it's just overall great environment, great mic. So I'm like, all right, I'm getting into it.
Rusty.
I'm rusty, and I guess we'll go to the incident that happened.
Yeah.
Well, it's not really an incident.
Do you remember what joke you were saying or what you were talking? You were doing crowd work.
So basically, I was bombing. I was forgetting my punchline. So I decided to try crowd work. And the first guy I see in front of me, he's a bald guy like me.
And he was shaves. LGBTQ.
I did not know that.
It was Pride Day, Pride Month, and they did a parade.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
So,
oh God, you're so out of San Jose.
Yeah. Well, again, I've been just cooped up, working out and like just trying to earn money. And so like I'm out of the loop socially and society for sure. So on this day, I see a guy and a gal, and I don't know.
You didn't know that they were. We didn't know anything about them.
I don't know. To tell the story properly, just go into my POV in that, just two random people. I'm bombing. I'm panicking. I'm going to do some crowd work. And I see in front of me a husky guy, bald, but he had a tattoo on the side of his head, just behind his ear, that said fragile. And I'm like, oh, easy. I could just like roast this guy for having a tattoo on his head that says fragile.
Yeah. I remember that.
So I'm like, hey, you got a tattoo on your head named Fragile? God. Like, what's up with that? And he goes, oh, it's because I'm a Cancer.
Yeah. And you interpret it as, I have cancer.
I heard he said, oh, it's because of cancer.
Yeah, it's because of cancer.
Well, for me, he might have said I'm a Cancer.
Yeah.
But in my perspective,
he interpreted it as,
I'm Cancer.
I have cancer.
And so I'm like,
or I had cancer.
So immediately I was like, oh.
He felt so bad.
So I was like, oh no, this is a cancer survivor.
And then he's like, give it up for the cancer survivor. And everyone fucking clapped. They were like, yeah. He beat cancer.
Yeah. So I've had people do that. He's a cancer survivor. And seriously, I thought, because, sometimes like people who spread awareness of, either suicide or domestic abuse, they put the tattoos of certain symbols, right?
Oh, I should do that.
So I just remembered, I was like, oh, maybe it's a cancer tattoo symbol of awareness.
Fragile,
I guess, or trying to remind folks, hey, we're all fragile with cancer. You'd be surprised, whatever.
Yeah. So, by the way, he bombed that day.
Well, I bombed, and
he did. He had one. He ended good. He ended strong because he was like, "Now can I go?" And I'm like, "I don't give a fuck, dude. Get off the fucking stage whenever you're ready."
Well, I ended on an old joke that was reliable, but it's not.
He still ended strong. It doesn't matter. No one knows that.
For me personally, to be happy because so he said. I'm a Cancer. I was like, oh no, he's a Cancer, sir. Fuck. The first guy I picked.
He's trying to roast.
I'm trying to roast as a cancer survivor. And instead of like digging in, I just pandered. I'm like, folks, give it up. And then he was there with a lady friend who was literally just a friend, but I did not know that. And so I'm starting trying to like,
Are you guys together?
Yeah, do the whole couple thing, and I should have caught the
accent,
the flags. I should have caught the signs because I was just panicking. I was just ignoring other signs. But the more I try to get into the like couple relationship, the further apart they were, like getting away from each other. So I'm like, oh, I don't know.
He's gay.
Well, that's the thing. Hold on. So anyway, I just like, fuck it. This is going nowhere. I just fucked up. I picked a cancer survivor to roast, and it's not going good pandering. So I'm just going to do an old joke. I do the old joke. It ended strong. And I was like, all right, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
And he left. Yeah. Wait, can pause real quick. Mind you, I said to Jorge, he's like, how much time do I have? And I was like, you got 5 minutes. I'll light you. But I was like, but honestly, I'm not even going to light you. Just go as much as time. And he's like, you're like, no, I have a timer. And this fool was like going on longer than 5. And I didn't care.
I'm rusty.
And he was like, I want to end strong. And then you fucking did that crowd work bullshit. And then go on.
Yeah. Oh my God. Dude, just right now, I'm just getting anxiety. Just remembering that moment.
He leaves feeling bad.
So anyway, I get off stage with, fucking... And I'm just like,
you leave right after.
You know what's so funny? No. So I go back to the comics, and these are new comics. They don't know me, but the impression of me is this guy's coming off stage just cussing to himself, because that's what I was doing. I was like, oh, you fucking idiot, fuck me, da. And out loud, kind of. And these new comics are just looking at me like, who's this fucking guy?
Oh God,
right?
No.
So I made a bad impression of the new comics, and I was like, I had to get out of there. So I just was like, hey, thank you, bye, like a little bitch. I just walked out. And look, I'm wearing a smartwatch that monitors my heart rate.
Yeah. And it was going up.
No. I got a message saying, irregular heart. Yeah, exactly. I had a message from a heart watch saying, hey, we're detecting irregular heart activity.
That's so funny.
And I'm like, I'm looking at my heart was like at 90 beats.
That's why you just didn't care about the 5 minutes. You're like,
and I was like, oh shit. Like, wow, I was like legit panic. Like my body was going through a panic that my heart rate was accelerating. And I was like, I'm such an idiot. So
that's funny.
So, but that's the thing is I leave that mic,
and he messages me.
I leave, and of course, because I feel bad. It's your mic. I never want to make any of my friends' mics look bad. I feel.
You didn't though.
Like when it comes to mics, the comics should do their best, and you just leave a good impression.
Should always be doing their best
to the business and to the customers, just to help out the person running the mic. Yeah,
I appreciate that.
And you would say everybody should do the best. You're right, but some people just oh fuck.
They half-ass it, whatever. Yeah, but then that's why.
But for me, I really do care, and so I apologized to you on text. I was like, hey, sorry about that cancer shit. Whatever.
Yeah, and then I was like, it's fine. No one cares.
So
it's fine.
a week goes by, and this shit pops up in my head once in a while. I was like, oh,
you started going Foster every Sundays.
Yeah, and that's true. It's like usually when you bomb one mic, you could easily go to another mic to redeem yourself. I did not give myself that opportunity.
Because you're not going to any other mics.
Exactly. So for a whole week, this just lingers on me. I'm like, oh, I'm just panicking, and I messed it up, and now everybody thinks I'm an asshole for picking on the cancer guy. So cut to a week later, I show up back, and there's a new comic. I forget his name. You probably know him. Greg. And he was like, bro, last week you were hilarious. I was like, no. And I thought he was being nice, maybe a little kissing ass. I don't know what he was talking about. So he goes, no, you were the best part was with you and the cancer guy. And I'm like, no, bro, were you not there? Like that was, I was like, I literally legit had no idea why he even thought that was funny. And he goes, no, you don't understand. You see, that guy you picked on, he didn't say he had cancer. He said his horoscope was a cancer. So they do wild shit, like putting tattoos on their head.
That is fucking hilarious.
And on top of that, he was gay. Yeah. So he was a gay man with his lesbian friend. That's and you just went at them trying to make them a couple on gay month.
That's Pride month.
On Pride month. So and he said that, and then I guess he piggybacked on what happened when I left. But
then he yells at me. He's like, why did you tell me?
And then he goes, yeah, I told PX after you left that
That was after you sent me the message. And you're my neighbor, so I was like, I'll tell him when I see him.
So Greg tells PX, hey, what Jorge just did was actually hilarious because the guy did not have cancer. He just said his horoscope.
He didn't just say it to you. He didn't just say it to me. He said it on his set.
Yeah, he said it on his set.
Which was hilarious.
Right. And so freaking PX for a week knew that the circumstances were not as bad as I thought.
No, it wasn't.
And she had every opportunity to relieve me of anxiety and panic, and she did not tell me.
I'm the worst neighbor. I am the worst neighbor.
You are.
Which I have to say, my side of the story now.
What's your side?
Okay,
yeah,
my side of the story was Jorge was like, "Oh my god, I feel so bad," and I could tell he felt bad because he stormed out, and then.
I stormed out.
And then he messaged me and was like, I'm so sorry. And I was like, dude, no one cares. You're fine. And then after I send that message, that's when Greg goes up. Because I think it was just a little bit after your set. Or maybe you messaged me earlier and then I didn't respond till later. I forgot. Whatever. And so then Greg goes and does his set. And he was like, you guys all missed it. I can't believe you guys aren't paying attention. Jorge had the best set out of everybody. So he was actually giving you props.
Yeah.
And then he was just like, and that's what he opened with. And he was getting laughs on that because he was just like, he said.
This fucking idiot.
Yeah, he was like, he thought he had cancer. And I was dying because I was like, oh my gosh, he meant to say he is a cancer. And he was like, yes, girl. And I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to tell Jorge. And then it just went in one ear and out the other. And then
Straight guys, am I right?
Yeah. Idiots. Straight girls don't know how to relay the information, right?
Yeah,
it was so funny.
Well, I'm happy. First of all, I'm relieved that the guy, was not a cancer survivor that I picked on. So I'm relieved of that, and I'm relieved there was that Greg had a good set because of it. So he should.
And he's new.
Yeah, he's new. He's great. He's good confidence.
He's a good guy. Yeah.
Well, he told me he used to be a drag dancer or performer. Is that what they're called? I don't know what they're called.
Drag queen.
Drag queen. He used to be a drag queen. So
I would love to see him in drag.
That performance quality he has for sure. But seriously, and that's not the worst thing that happened that week.
What was the worst thing? It gets worse? So this is Sunday.
I kind of, later that week at work, I kind of kicked a turtle.
A turtle?
No, a tortoise. A
tortoise?
I accidentally kicked a tortoise.
How big was it?
It was pretty big. Big.
Did it get hurt?
Emotionally, I think I traumatized.
Did he roll over? Was it a big tortoise or a small tortoise?
It was about the size of this, maybe a little bigger.
He's 30 years old.
Possible. Oh my God.
Because turtles live a long time. They can live up to 100 years.
Did I kick an elderly tortoise?
I don't know. How disrespectful.
Yeah, I know.
Ninja Turtle. Oh my God. Now he can't fight crime.
So Sunday I picked on the cancer guy, and then on Tuesday I kicked the turtle.
Was this turtle crossing the road? Like, where did you see this turtle?
No. So here's the story behind that. Okay.
The backstory.
All right, so because I'm very ashamed of this, I'm not happy about it, and I apologies to the turtle and the turtle community, and like it's fucked. And
the turtle community.
Yeah, people who own tortoise. I was
gonna say, what about the owner of the turtle?
Yeah. Oh, see, that's the tricky thing. I did not. Okay, you tell me if I pulled a bad move or not. All right. So basically, in my line of work, occasionally I meet folks at their place and I inspect the cars, prepare them for a possible lease return, whatever, a variety of reasons. In this particular case, she had like a big old Infinity SUV, and it was behind the gate. So I went behind the gate, and she's like, "Oh, I gotta close the gate," and I assume because of a pet.
Q45.
Bigger. It was like the Armada type.
Oh, the Armada. Mm-hmm. For Nissan.
There's Nissan Armada and there's the Infinity equivalent, right. Whatever that is. Mm-hmm. What do you say? A
Q45?
40, possibly. I don't know. But I just know it was the biggest one.
Yeah.
Q50 maybe. I don't know. Possibly.
Yeah.
But the point is, like, she closed the gate and said, "Oh, this is for my pet." I'm like, "Oh, like a dog or cat?" She's like, "Oh, no, for my turtle." And I'm like, "Oh, the turtle escapes? Like, why you gotta close the gate?"
It's going so slow.
It is slow. And he's like, "Oh, no, he just roams around." And this is
cute.
Right. And she closes it. And I believe, okay. And by the way, she's like older is not the right, I don't want to say the word older, but older than me.
Middle-aged.
Middle-aged. That's a perfect word. Thank you. It's just she was kind of attractive. Like,
oh, okay.
I think she's like a personal fitness.
I hope none of your work people listen to this podcast.
I'm sorry. So, and she's like, "Okay, work on my car." And I guess she had a client in the garage. And this is why I assume.
Wait, what does she do? Do you know what she does, or no, you don't know what she does?
Well, all I know is she went to the garage and I heard like a guy grunting. So I'm assuming she's like a personal trainer, but it could be anything. I was too afraid to check.
Yeah.
And I did hear like those Peloton bikes. They have video.
Yeah.
I think that's what I heard as well.
Oh, okay.
So I think she left me to myself to work on her car, while she went to the shed right next to it inside to, I guess,
do work
stuff.
wait. And so when you say you are working and you're working on her car, what exactly is it that you're doing? You're evaluating the vehicle, right?
Yeah, I'm just searching for damage, taking photos, and all that jazz. And
like you weren't giving it a tune-up or oil change. Yeah.
No, I was not. Like I'm just like inspecting the car, really.
Right. Okay.
So and sure enough, I do see her big old turtle just walking around the backyard.
Oh,
it was very cute. It was adorable.
Yeah.
It was cute. And I was like, "Oh, this chick is awesome." She has a fucking tortoise in her backyard.
Tortoise.
Yeah. No,
did you call it a tortoise or did you call it a turtle?
See, I don't recall. I would because
there's a difference, isn't there?
I think so. I think turtle are amphibious. I think tortoises are not.
What do you mean amphibious?
Well, they could do both land and water, like frogs. But hold on, but I do have the internet here.
Yeah,
so
it'd be nice to just search.
But
too bad we don't have Sam.
Difference between
a tortoise and a turtle.
Of a turtle.
There's right there, and a tortoise.
And a tortoise. More rounded, so rounded dome shells, or turtle thinner, more water dynamic.
Oh, so they're more like for the ocean.
I think they both could be called turtles, I guess.
Yeah, well, and turtle shells are more streamlined to aid in swimming. One major difference is the tortoises spend most of their time on land.
Oh, tortoises are exclusive land dwellers, while turtles spend.
So she has a tortoise because it's on land.
All right.
Do they have any water where they're at?
I saw no fountain. I saw no water, no pool. So I'm assuming it's a tortoise.
Yeah, I want to know how they poop.
Scat all over. I don't know. Just dogs, just like dogs.
No, nothing. I don't think it's anything like dogs because you know how like bunnies they poop like little round
pellets.
Thingies? Yeah, I wonder if like turtles do the same thing because they eat plants too. They're not. Well, they're plant eaters, right? They're herbivores.
I'm gonna Google tortoise
poop. Tortoise poo. It says right there. You mean tortoise poop?
Yeah.
You just said tortoise poo images. Let's see.
These are big old poops.
Oh gosh.
They're kind of pellety. They're kind of like mine. My poop looks like this.
Oh god. Oh, look at those little turtles. Tortoises.
All right.
It's so cute. So how big was it in size? Would you say like 12 feet? I mean, 12 feet, 12 inches.
I'm trying to see. So it was not exactly this big. It was like, I would say
small one.
This one, but bigger. I want to say like the size of this.
Mixer. Like this bowl. Because this bowl's like, I don't know, I would say 10 inches.
I would say slightly bigger than that. Think of a soccer ball, maybe a little bigger.
Like half of a soccer ball because of the shell.
Yeah, but a big soccer ball.
A big soccer ball. Is there different sizes?
A normal soccer ball, then think a little bigger. That's about the size of the tortoise.
Yeah, okay.
So the tortoise, and it's just roaming around. So, fuck it. I'll just,
and so you're doing your job.
So yeah, I'm like, I do the tortoise do its thing. It's not bothering me, whatever. So the tortoise is just behind me. I was like, cool. So I'm just like busy.
He's like making sure you're doing your job.
Right. He's supervising me. Yeah. That's what he's doing.
Oh, cute.
And I'm hearing the grunting. I'm like, I hope she's a fitness. I don't know.
Is she accepting new clients?
Yeah. You know what? That's another topic we should touch on because with my current physique change, I do notice older women kind of looking at me.
Yeah.
Not the ladies my age; they still have better options. But I think older women, I think they're what's the word I'm looking for? They're
attracted to you?
No, but they're like the lowered
standards.
So I think I fit in perfect.
Because you're losing weight?
Yeah, because I'm losing. That's all it takes.
You're too hard on yourself, Jorge. Don't say hard.
So anyway, I'm just doing my shit, working, and I leave the tortoise alone, and I'm just walking, and then I think about that cancer dude and your open mind.
Oh, God. What day is this? Monday?
This is Tuesday.
Tuesday. Okay.
Possibly Monday. No, it would have to be Monday, actually. I think about it.
Yeah, so the next day.
The next day. So it's probably fresh.
You're just like thinking about it. That's so funny.
And sure enough, fucking the turtle somehow walks my direction or my work area, and me, I'm so focused on the big old car, I don't see the turtle crawling around me.
Oh, God.
And I just as I'm stepping, I actually kicked it.
I'm glad you didn't step on it.
I know. Well, yeah, I know, right? I kicked it.
Did it go like far away?
And at first, I thought it was a rock.
Oh, God.
So I was like, it was a rock. And then I look, it was the turtle shell.
Oh, no.
And the turtle was inside.
Oh, like he was like, he put his hands in his head.
Yeah,
inside.
and his head, everything. So it was just the shell. But my dumbass thought I killed it. I'm like, it's dead. Like, I don't see it.
He ran out of his shell.
And I'm just like, I just kicked this lady's turtle.
Did he like spin around?
He made no noise.
Like Mario Brothers type of thing going on?
If I would have guessed from what I felt is I kicked it and I tumbled.
Yeah.
And I think by that time it just
went inside. That's so cute.
And I'm just like, I'm so sorry, Mr. Turtle. Like, I'm just apologizing to the turtle. I'm like, I'm so sorry.
How do you know it's a male?
Or I just call it, I don't know. Good question. It could be a few. I don't know. Whatever.
Did she tell you the name of the turtle?
No. Here's the thing. As I'm just panicking. I don't know if this because it's not moving. I'm like, did I kill it? And then I'm like, I'm gonna have to tell her. Like, I like your turtle. And then I was like,
I kicked your turtle.
Yeah. And she's like literally like 10 feet away. So I'm like,
Your lucky turtles don't make noise.
Yeah.
He's like, ah!
So I'm in this dilemma of like, I'm just waiting. I'm just hoping the turtle pops out and let me know it's okay. It's not popping out. And I'm just like, oh shit. And then finally it pops out. And it's
how much time would you say it passed?
See, in my head, it could have been minutes, but in reality, it could have been like 20 seconds, 25 seconds.
So a lot faster.
But in my mind, it felt like minutes.
Because you're in someone's home and you're like, I might have killed their baby.
Right. So I'm like, this fucking turtle better not be dead. And luckily it pops out and it sees me and it just walks away like speed. Like it actually looked like it wanted to run away from me. Like,
because it's all scared.
And I'm just like, I'm just so relieved I wasn't bleeding or whatever. Yeah. And then I look around if there's any cameras. I saw no cameras. And I'm like, and you as a pet owner, you should tell me how to choose. Like, I finished the work. Do I tell her that I accidentally stepped on her turtle?
Yeah.
And I decided not to.
Yeah. Because you're such an honest person.
So this poor lady, while walking inside 10 feet away, her turtle almost gets stomped on by me.
Jorge almost
it's
killed
alive.
a teenage mutant ninja turtle.
So you're saying if somebody accidentally hurts your dogs without you being there?
See, that's the thing.
Yeah.
If I was in the room like next door, I would hear them. They'd be like, "Arr!" You know what I mean? They would like yelp. So then,
so lucky turtles don't make noises.
Well, that's what I just said. But I would be like, dude, it's fine. I step on them all the time. You know how many times I fucking trip on my dogs?
Right.
I sometimes think my animals are trying to kill me.
Yeah.
Because they literally like, it'll be dark. I just turn off all the lights and then they'll zoom past me as I'm walking, and I could literally like, you know, if I didn't catch myself, I would literally eat it, smash them, smash my face into the ground.
Yeah.
So, but I wouldn't be offended. I would just be like, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, in this case, it's like it's a turtle. It's not moving fast at all.
Yeah.
How can you step on my turtle? Like
Oh my
it's
gosh.
literally there.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I have terrible peripheral vision. Anything like right now, I'm looking straight ahead. Like anything down here, I cannot see unless I'm actually looking down. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I can see why you couldn't see the turtle. I mean, I do it to like I said, I do it to my dogs and cats all the time. I fucking trip on them. So I'm not surprised. So I feel like as pet owners, they would be like, it's not a big deal.
So to this day, I'm waiting for to call my supervisors of like supervisor like, hey, I just saw the camera footage of my backyard.
You kicking the fucking turtle, and then you're just standing there for like 10 seconds looking at it,
apologizing to the turtle.
That's fucking hilarious.
So it all started on Sunday at your mic.
Would you get a turtle?
I would.
They live a long time. I want to say they lived about to be 100 years.
Maybe too long.
They're dinosaurs.
See, what would worry me is that they'll know all my secrets because they live so long.
But they don't talk. And they don't, make
point.
noise. Obviously, they don't make noise. Because he would have been like, Mom!
Well, here's what tripped me out and why I'm bringing bad karma to my life by kicking this turtle.
Oh, God.
In most cultures, the tortoise, even the sea turtle, represents the cycle of life. Like even to let's say Stephen King, like all his books, there's a turtle where the whole universe is on.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, do they have in Chinese characters? In Chinese,
they have turtle
is there a
soup.
turtle? No, not a turtle soup. I'm saying, is that one of the signs for
Turtle
Chinese horoscopes? You know what I mean? Because you know how there's like the dog, they have the year of the rat, they have year of the, you know what I mean?
See, most tribes, the turtle represents healing, wisdom, spirituality, health, safety, longevity, protection, and fertility. Some Native Americans believe that the turtle contributed to the creation because the turtle dove into the primeval waters to retrieve mud to create Mother Earth. So I just kicked a part of Mother Earth.
Yeah.
So I think that's bad karma.
No, you'll be fine. You said sorry to the turtle.
Yeah.
It's not like you.
Well, it did not say. It didn't sound like it forgave
all,
me.
Fuck you, Jorge, and then walks away hella slowly.
No, I never seen a turtle run before. It ran away from me.
It was pretty fast. Yeah. That's funny. Yeah. So wait, did the client come out of the shed after like the appointment? Was she all sweaty and stuff?
She was not.
Oh, that's weird.
And I was like, I was because she told me to go in and like tell her when I'm done. I just shot her a text.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to interrupt whatever session.
You didn't want her to see the blood from kicking the turtle.
What's interesting is when I told her, hey, I don't want to interrupt your session in there. She's like, I don't care. So I'm like, okay, what's happening in there?
This is like, didn't someone give you cookies once?
Yeah. Another middle-aged woman. Cookies. Yeah.
That's before you went on your diet.
Yeah. Must be. I'll
be your wing woman, man. Like, when you're ready, when you're back, when you're not so fucking distracted with work and bills and all that, we should go out and I will be your wing woman. Yeah. I think that'd be fun. And we should do a podcast episode on that.
Only one weakness, turtles.
Yeah, right. No. And then we invite the date. Like, I will be your wing woman and then we will invite them to the date as a podcast thing. That'd be funny. I think that'd be fun.
Oh, I love that. You know what's so funny? Now that I'm trying to get in shape. And, and I got other friends trying to set me up with other friends. And I'm like, you bitches did not do this when I was not in shape. What the fuck? Why now? Right?
So have you gone on any dates?
Not yet. But again, I'm not really focused on that. Like right now I'm just like one buddy of mine, he's I guess he had an outing with a group of coworkers and
he saw something that could be a candidate.
Well, he thinks one of his coworkers would match well with me, so
that's cute.
So he invited me to like a coworker outing.
And you met her?
I met her, introduced myself, and but it's a coworker thing. I don't want to make do anything
You're
crazy.
like their Mac Daddy, like, hey, baby.
Well, I don't want to bring attention to myself.
And you want to kick her turtle.
Exactly. And you know, she was very cute and all, but like, it's like, I mean, even if I do date, it's like, I don't see how even time for it.
How long have you been single so far?
Ooh, it's been, since we started the podcast.
Oh, so about 2 years? A year?
But then again, do we count that? Because that was like a 2-month thing. Do we count that? I don't know. The Salinas chick.
I mean, did you break up? You guys broke up, right? You guys stopped talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then that counts as a relationship. I didn't say your boyfriend, girlfriend.
I wouldn't say it was a relationship. I think it was just dating. Because I don't.
It's about a year, a little bit over a year then, right? Because we've had the podcast for over a year.
Yeah, because I don't think we had the exclusive discussion. So.
Okay,
I think we were just dating. So does that count? I don't know if that counts. So
yeah, it still counts.
So that counts. It's been since we started the podcast, with 2 years.
Yeah, wow, that's crazy.
But you know. So.
But now you think you're getting a little bit ready once you take care of self-care stuff. Then
yeah, once I'm getting my shit together, mentally, spiritually, healthily, financially, career. You know, I'm getting there, but it's like, I mean, like if a friend offers me, I go, but like I don't know how much of a commitment I will really or effort I really put into it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Which, by the way,
yeah.
Within the past few weeks, I had to stop by Jorge's house to drop off the speaker, and when I dropped off the speaker, Jorge looked like he was all sweating and stuff, and I reached out to give him a hug, and he was like, "Oh no, it's okay, dude. I'm actually fixing the toilet right now." And I was like, "Oh," and then he kind of fist bumps me. I was like, "All right." He was like, "Well, thanks for dropping this off," and then he leaves. And I don't know, I forgot who was at my house.
Yeah,
and I was like, yeah, I dropped off the speaker, and I was like, Jorge was so nice. Like he was like, "Oh no, I'm." Yeah. Cleaning it. I'm not cleaning.
Well, yeah.
I'm working on a toilet where I wouldn't have known that you're working on a toilet.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Pissed off that day.
You couldn't get the toilet to work.
Oh my!
You're not a plumber. Remember, you just kick turtles.
Yeah. I'm Mario. He's a plumber. Kicks turtles.
Mario?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he jumps on them actually.
Yeah.
He doesn't just kick them, he jumps on them and then they like get out of their shell.
I'm Mexican Mario.
That's fucking funny.
So yeah.
This should be for Halloween.
So I'd install a bidet.
I've installed one before.
And it was a bitch.
That's what you were doing? You're just installing a bidet?
Yeah, but...
With hot and cold water or just hot water? I mean, just
cold water.
Okay, yeah. You should ask me. I know how to fucking do that.
I should have asked you.
You should have asked me. Oh my gosh.
Well, here's the thing about the bidet. For my mom, because she's getting older. She kind
I
of
fucking love bidets, dude.
So right, and dude, it's a game changer.
Yes,
I love it too.
And if once you have one,
yeah.
it's hard for you to take a shit anywhere else because
I'm saving so much money on toilet paper. And and it feels kind of good. But that day when you drop it on the speaker, I was just having a hard time with it.
What was the problem that you're having with it?
It was just like old rusty screws,
Oh,
and then
God.
I was losing part.
Pipings.
I'm gonna confess something. Because you know how they say that when you're in a relationship, there's the stereotype where people have a hard time building furniture together, couples, right?
Yeah.
I would be the worst partner to build a furniture with.
I've never heard of
IKEA,
that.
IKEA.
I can see that being an issue with couples, but I've never had that issue.
So you and your partner could do it together?
No, I would just build it on my own.
See, that's
for
the
me. Difference.
For me, that's what I would have to do. I was like, don't help me. Let me do this.
Because when my last marriage, I built most of the furniture.
Wow.
Like the fucking drawers, fucking whatever, tables. Yeah.
Boss Lady PX.
That's why I said and I even installed the bidet. Yeah. That's why I was like, dude, you should have told me I installed the ones that are in my house.
Now here's the thing. Like I built furniture. I've worked on, I'm not good at plumbing or anything, but I could do it. It's easy. The thing is,
you just read the instructions usually. Yeah.
But I do get flustered.
Yeah, where'd you get the bidet from? Sorry.
Home Depot.
Oh.
Yeah. I got the nozzle turn. What's it?
Left and right. Yeah.
Yes, that one.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, not many options. It was either that or a hose. I'm not gonna have a fucking hose.
Yeah, and it's like the hose that's on the side of the sink. I know. I was like, ew.
Right.
Yeah, I like
especially on a drunk night. I'm gonna be drinking out of it.
They're ew.
Yeah.
You're like sitting on the toilet.
My drunk ass would think it's like those nozzles from bars for beers. God, a keg nozzle.
They're cheaper on Amazon, right? The fucking bidets. Oh God, they're and when I moved, someone I forgot who asked me. They're like, "Aren't you gonna get your bidet?" I was like, "Ew, no! Yeah. Like I'm leaving it there. I'm not fucking taking the bidet with me.
Yeah,
like no, I'll buy another one." And I ended up getting 2 new ones.
And the thing is, when I was installing it, I'm like under, unscrewing, you know what I'm saying? And then I'm reaching parts of the toilet that usually don't get washed
and have never been touched. Yes.
So there's a smell of urine.
Oh God.
And
no.
I'm like, and then I get your text. I'm outside.
Oh no.
And I'm like, I'm not gonna greet you. I'm not gonna hug you with urine.
Gloves? Weren't you wearing gloves?
I can't work with gloves. These are my gloves.
Oh,
these man hands are gloves. So that's why I was trying to save you from. I was trying to save you from.
I appreciate. You're such a gentleman. I really appreciate. Thank God.
I mean, it's the least you would do. You tell me, folks that would not do that for a friend to like not, work after.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how people are. Some people wouldn't say anything if something happened. Just like I don't know, kicking a turtle. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I appreciate that you said that. And by the way, it's funny because my ex-husband installed a bidet at our old house, and when he installed it, the one that was in my kid's bathroom had hot and cold, right? So it was like warm, like you can have warm water.
That's a fancy one.
Yeah, and it wasn't that fancy, but it had 2 hoses, and he is a plumber. Yeah. So he was able to get hot water routed to the bidet, right?
Yeah.
Well, this dumb didn't fucking screw it on correctly, because I installed the one that was in our bathroom and it just had cold water, and then he installed the one that was in his the girl's bathroom, was hot and cold. And when he installed it, he didn't install the hot water hose to the fucking bidet tight enough. So one evening
it sprayed.
One evening I could hear, I'm like in the master bedroom, and I can just hear this like
yeah,
and I was like, is the air conditioning on?
Yeah.
And I open the master bedroom door and I look out into the dining room, and I see all the animals, like my 2 dogs and my 2 cats, staring into the bathroom of where my kids' bathroom is, right?
Yeah.
And the door's open, but there's no light, no nothing. And they're just looking at it. And then I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And as I walk closer, I start to turn on the lights, and I could see water fucking dripping out into the dining room. The bathroom's flooded.
Wow.
The bathroom is flooded. There's water dripping out of the dining into the dining room.
Carpet or hardwood? Or
hardwood, thank God.
Okay.
But and at that time, I think me and my ex-husband had already been separated at that point. So I fucking cleaned that whole fucking bathroom by myself, and then I had to fix the fucking hose that busted, and the water was so hot coming out of that
scorching
hose.
Hot, I bet.
It was so hot it peeled the paint from the wall.
Wow.
Because it was just like psst, you know what I mean, just like squirting everywhere. And I thought it was hilarious, because you think my animals would be like, Mom,
making a noise.
Yeah, like a turtle, I don't know. But they were just looking at it like, oh, that's a fucking mess. And I was like, fuck. So I had to fucking go turn off the water, to the toilet.
Yeah.
So then it wouldn't fucking be everywhere.
Yeah.
And then that was just my experience. So anytime someone says a bidet story, I tell that story, because I think it's funny how my animals just didn't fucking do anything.
That's hilarious that your plumber ex literally messed it up.
Yeah.
Which makes me to think about his quality of work.
Yeah, it's not that great. Which is funny, because my second ex-husband is also
you have a thing for plumbers.
Apparently.
Wow.
I found out they know how to lay
There's
pipe.
so many dirty jokes, but I can't think of one right now.
I was just about to say one.
Yeah, you like them laying them pipes.
I thought they knew how to lay the pipe, and then I realized they just didn't know how to maintain it.
Pipe was not good enough.
That's what happens when you get union plumbers.
Oh, snap.
Shots fired.
Oh, you did.
If there's any plumbers listening, come for me. I dare you. I wish a motherfucker would.
That's hilarious. That's funny. Do you usually go for are they blue collar, right? Yeah, they're blue collar folk.
I mean, I don't have any preference on dating a guy.
Can you really date like a fucking, I don't know, white collar stock financial dude?
Yeah, I mean, if he takes care of me, and you know what I mean, he takes care of himself, yeah, why not? But I'm not trying to have a boyfriend. I'm obviously not trying to get married again. So like, I'm happy where I'm at. But sometimes it's like I miss that companionship or the affection. You know what I mean?
How about this? What's a profession that's a no-go for you?
Comedians.
Like, I'm giving her a look right now.
Yeah, you guys should have seen Jorge did the head tilt, and then like staring at me with his eyes looking up at me. Now, I like to think of comedians like my coworkers.
Yes,
okay, and I've been in situations where I dipped the pen and the company ink. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I do
yeah.
not like to shit where I sleep.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Or,
And
come where you work or whatever.
Yeah, and they've never worked out.
No,
they've
we're
never
toxic.
worked out.
I think we established that we're toxic.
Well,
folk.
I mean, I'm just saying,
especially to each other,
and especially
Yeah.
coworkers. Like you
Yeah.
see them more than you are at home sometimes because
Right.
you're at work 8 hours in a day.
Yeah.
And so I've never dated. I mean, I've dated, but I never was in a relationship with someone because it just never ended up
Now
working
hold on.
out.
Specific comedians or entertainers in general, like let's say improv folk.
I mean, if they were like famous,
Yeah,
that'd be a little bit different, you
Right,
know.
right.
And Nina G said it. Remember, don't ever date someone that's funnier than you.
No, she said verbatim, "Don't fuck anyone less funny than you."
Oh, she said fuck. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well then,
It's
yeah.
Nina G, of course.
Oh well, then I fucked that up.
No, but yeah, but you know, and it holds true. I think.
Yeah.
It's, you don't. But it's just. I'm trying to think. Is there a profession I would not? I don't know. I'm gonna think.
Yeah,
about
mine
that
is just. I mean, how about a robber? I wouldn't. You know,
You know what?
They're a
That-
thief.
You know what?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Because you know, 2 women I've dated were semi kleptomaniacs.
Oh,
where they steal
like Winona Ryder.
Yeah, where like they steal small shit at restaurants and shit.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I take stuff from hotels. Does that count?
No,
okay.
because I do that too. So.
Yeah.
No, because
But like restaurants, what are they taking? Silverware? Like
silverware, like a glass. I'm like, what the fuck?
I'll take the, you know, like the sauce packet, like the sauce holders. I'll
Yeah.
put that in the box sometimes because I'm too lazy to ask for
And
another.
at first, I'll try to be Mr. Cool Guy. Like, okay, that's whatever. But the more I thought, I was like, no, that does bother
Is
me.
it one person doing it or is it several women that you've dated do that?
2, but one did it. I mean, one, I think I would almost semi did it. It was something so small. I was like,
Like
whatever.
what did they take?
Silverware, but I'm
Oh,
like,
God,
whatever.
why?
But one full on took a cup from
Like a glass or a coffee cup?
like a glass.
Was it cool? Did it look nice?
I don't know.
Oh.
And I I'm trying to, get laid, so I'm not pushing it on them. I'm not gonna be like, why are you
You
stealing?
should have
it?
helped them. You're
you know-
not taking more silverware.
Well,
put it-
I'm not gonna be. I'm trying to be Mr. Cool Guy, so I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, yeah. Well, look at us. And I was like, wait a minute, we're in our fucking late 20s, early 30s. What the fuck are we doing? Like, we're not teenagers.
Maybe they need silverware.
So and then on top of that, what really bothered me is like if this was like I don't know, like a Applebee's, whatever. It's corporate, like who gives a shit? But this was like a small family restaurant. Like that kind of bothered me in a
What kind of food was it?
principle. It was like Middle Eastern food. Yeah, I
I
love
love Middle Eastern food.
Well, actually, it was not Middle. I shouldn't say that. Mediterranean. It's part of the proper way. It's very confusing. Mediterranean.
Isn't that the
Middle
same thing
Eastern.
or no?
I thought so too. It gets confusing because Mediterranean could cover
It's different?
like Greek,
Oh, okay, right.
like
Which they're not Middle Eastern.
North African food. Like
That's Mediterranean?
That's Mediterranean,
I thought
right?
it'd be called African food.
Or you could say African, but it's like anything that touches the Mediterranean Sea, like
Oh,
sea,
right.
And then Middle Eastern, especially in the there's certain parts like Egypt, like it's both Middle East and See, it gets confusing, but in this case, I think it was more Mediterranean than it was Middle Eastern. And yeah, what's it like? Did you ever just had to steal? Well, here's the thing, but maybe they're so. What
nationality were they?
Mexicans.
Oh no, your own people.
I feel so ashamed to admit that they're Mexicans stealing.
I'm not gonna. That's your people, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Latinos, man.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like I've taken stuff from restaurants, but the only thing, like I said, I take is like the sauce thingy because I'm too lazy to ask
That's
them.
nothing.
For, like,
That's great. That's again.
that's still stealing.
That would not really bought. Would just like for me, it was just like a full on chalice,
Do you,
glass.
do you think the people noticed that their silverware or cups were missing?
I don't know. I just felt it was like a family run business. That's what bothered me.
It cost money for them to. Like,
Yeah.
Did you? Was that the first and last date or what?
No,
After you hit it, then quit it.
we. This person broke up with me twice actually.
Was this the last relationship you were in?
Before pandemic. 2016.
When did we start? We started the
2016.
podcast. Did we start the podcast? Oh yeah, we started the podcast during the pandemic.
No, this was in 2016.
Oh, yeah, that's a while ago.
Yeah.
Maybe she's changed.
I don't know. But I just
She's all moved up to bigger things. She's like, I'm stealing cars now.
yeah. So I've dated thieves. So maybe that's
Yeah.
not a profession necessarily.
Yeah, I don't think that. I mean, it can be considered a profession.
So
if
what
they're
depends?
criminals.
It really depends what they're stealing. Like if they're stealing from the rich to give to the poor, Robin Hood, fucking whatever.
Okay.
Well, that's kind of hot. Yeah. But if it's like, if you're stealing from, poor or people equal to you, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't like stealing. I don't think that's a good thing to do, but I can understand how some people have to do it to provide for their family. Like that. I'm not saying it's okay. Yeah. I'm not saying it's okay, but I can see how people are like, this is how I feed my kids. You know what I'm saying? So I get that. I get that.
Of course.
Yeah. But
how comfortable does she had to be to like straight out
in front of you? She's just like putting it in her purse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did she clean the silverware? Did she ask for new silverware?
That's a good question. I don't think she cleaned it.
Ew. So she just like wrapped up in a napkin and just put it in her fucking.
Holy shit.
It's so weird.
Bro, when you're like, oh my God, this is how
in your 20s.
No, like
how old are you right now?
There's such a theme. I'm 34 now.
Okay, so you were in your 20s when
I was like late 20s. Yeah. So, but like that's the thing. Like for some reason, I don't see red flags when I'm into somebody, and and you know what? That's so funny. And I'm glad that we're touching this subject, and we'll finish off on what's happened with your life, because I know we opened before we recorded. We talked about that.
And before we talk about that, there's something actually I want to bring up to you.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. I thought I was not codependent, but I listened to a podcast with Whitney Cummings. She was Chris Williamson on his podcast, and Whitney Cummings, who I like. I think she's awesome. I think she's cool.
I remember seeing her live.
And then, but she was talking about codependency, and a sign of codependency is you neglecting to see red flags in a person because you're trying to make that person like you. And and I'm like, holy shit, that's me in almost every relationship.
Oh, so you're codependent.
A little bit, I guess I am.
But you've learned to not be, because now you're not in a relationship.
Well, now I'm more aware of it. Now I'm like, okay, like, am I letting stuff go, bad behavior go, because I want them to like me? Like, and like the last girl, like sometimes she would straight up disrespect me. But
and you were just okay with it?
Yeah, I was like,
give me an example. How was she disrespectful? Was she like, shut the fuck up?
Like, no, not like that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Now I think I put myself in a hole. Maybe disrespect was too hard of a word, but she probably didn't value my timeness or my courting necessarily.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And if you don't do that, just say, hey, I'm not interested. Fine. But I think she kind of led me on. I think she got a couple free dinners on me.
I mean, isn't that what dating is?
I guess. Yeah. But like, like I will have a conversation. What I would think is an honest conversation. In the middle, she'd just say something like, "Oh, because you're." She kind of had like men ain't shit mentality, and she kind of threw that on me, and I'm like,
what did you say?
Men ain't shit mentality. Like she was dating me, but she kept telling me men ain't shit, and I didn't really pay attention to them. Men.
Yeah. Oh,
guys.
Oh, okay.
So
shit, that's funny.
Yeah. So I think like like I'll be like, oh yeah, because for some reason girls are always cares about previous relationships. Like,
because it's trauma. They don't want history. There's a reason why that relationship.
Shouldn't you ask the ex-girlfriend? Why are you asking the potential guy? Obviously, our point of view is going to be biased. You're never going to get the truth.
Ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, if I want to know about your exes, why would I ask you about your exes?
Why would you be talking to my ex?
I wouldn't. But girls, when they're on the date, they're like, tell me about your exes and how come it didn't work out, right?
Yeah, that's normal.
See, now you're telling me it was not normal when I asked it, but it's normal when she asked it.
No, it's normal if you ask too. It's fine.
But I wouldn't want to know. But
then why would you ask?
I didn't ask.
Okay.
I told you this is a hypothetical.
Okay.
So she did that on me, and I was like, oh, it didn't work out.
And then she got offended, like how you were with
No, she was like, oh, because you suck or something, this and that. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, that was kind of mean. That's kind of harsh.
It was mean. She was being mean.
Yeah.
And I let it go because I was trying to make her like me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fuck. It took me to a night.
And then you start thinking, am I a loser?
Well, that's something else that was covered on Whitney Cummings' podcast, which you should listen to. Chris Williamson with Whitney Cummings, because she says that that codependency is also related to self-esteem. So sometimes we gravitate towards folks that does not help in our self-esteem, but we still want them to like us. And
that's that's a sign of codependency.
Yeah. So I'm healing from that, because that's a big thing I've done in the past.
I can see where like in my previous relationship, there was not my previous marriage, there was a little bit of codependency, I guess, because like my ex-husband would say how much he liked short hair. Yeah. Which was weird, because I'm not even gonna say it, but it was weird because I still have long hair, right?
Yeah.
And I cut my hair because he found that attractive. You know what I mean?
So yeah.
And that's like, when you're saying that, that sounds like a codependency.
Because if he loved you, he loved you how you are, no matter
right.
if it's
and
short or long.
He would tell me all the time, he's like, I love short hair. And I'm just like.
Now, did you feel like it was in a manipulative way to make you cut your hair?
No, I don't think. Well, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe, but I take it offline because I don't know who listens to this podcast.
Right.
Heaven forbid someone from his family listens to it. But I just noticed that now, since you're bringing that up, because that was something I wanted him to like. You know what I mean?
Right. No,
I want him to love how I look.
Yes.
You know.
I'm just realizing this about myself too.
Yeah, that's crazy. How old are you? 34?
34.
I'm 41.
Yeah,
so
and
we're both realizing this now.
We're both.
So if you're in your 20s, if you want a successful relationship,
right.
try not to be codependent.
Well, the lesson here is when you're looking for partners, pay attention and double check yourself. Be like, hey,
you should love yourself before you speak with a partner.
Like sometimes when you go in seeking a partnership with low self-esteem, you would put yourself in positions that you will not recognize yourself. And I found that a very valuable lesson that I related to me a lot, because there were a few moments where I straight up lied about who I was. And I'm so ashamed to admit that.
No,
so
that's okay. But you know what? That's okay.
But it came from a place of, at the time, low self-esteem.
Yeah.
Like where it's like, I want her to like me. I'm gonna be
You're gonna
who
make yourself. I feel like that's most relationships, though. You know, in the dating, when they're first, they don't tell too much because they don't want them to. So I feel like everyone has a little bit of codependency when they're first.
Yeah.
If they're not a dick, you know what I mean?
Right.
To gain that trust, to gain that relationship, you know, and then eventually be like, okay, you know what? In the beginning, I kind of lied. You're like, I actually don't like eating Cheetos.
Because this is a common trope. You know, I think with where you're like, oh, he was nice in the beginning, and then he changed, right?
It's my marriage.
And that's what I'm saying is, I think a lot of us.
I think it's not natural.
Huh?
I think it's natural for us to, and I think it comes from like a parent to child thing. Like, we don't want to get in trouble, so we're not going to say anything. You know what I mean?
No, they say it's definitely related to your childhood.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I should be a fucking doctor.
I know, fucking doctor.
Fucking doctor. And speaking of haircuts,
yes.
Jorge in the past during the podcast, he's had a beard, right? And
I'll bring him back.
And he has no beard. Yeah, because it's going to be
in the
holidays,
in the fall and the winter, I grow a beard.
And I wanted to show this to you because this is my thing. Okay,
what's that?
When you're ready, huh?
Is it the headshot I sent you?
No.
Oh, what are we talking about?
I wasn't even going to say that.
Okay.
But the reason why I was talking about it is because I follow this guy. Shout out to Cam Barber, and then this other guy, Nguyen something cuts.
Yeah.
They do a transformation on guys.
I love those videos.
Oh my gosh.
Is it like homeless people that they transform?
No, it's not.
Okay.
But it's like, okay, look at this guy. Like you see him, he's 25 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
By the way, PX is showing me a Vine. What is this?
It's Instagram. And then
girlfriend. So what thinking about girls?
So the guy's obviously Vietnamese.
Where you from, bro? Virginia. You want anything you want today? I like Japanese style.
Does this guy look like me, or why are you showing me this?
No, well, this is the guy that's closest to looking like you, except he has hair. I mean, a little bit of hair, a little bit of hair. Like, he's obviously losing some hair, right?
Yeah.
But I wanted to show this to you because the transformation he does is like amazing. Like, he does these transformations.
So for the listeners, he looks schlubby. You know?
Okay, watch.
Oh, I love this song. Big Stepper. Big Stepper. Okay. He kind of looks like,
Doesn't he look so good?
His transformation became, he looks like, who's that comedian?
Like, from what to what? What would you say?
He kind of looks like, oh my God.
What's that guy who like screams, the old comedian?
No, he's a local comic. Fucking
local comic
from Salinas, Mexican guy.
Oh, El Gordo.
Kind of looks like Gordo.
He looked like Gordo before he got his haircut, and then after Gordo got his haircut, because now he did get a haircut, and I'm like amazed. Like, this makes me want to go find a dude that I want to date and be like, I need to take you to this barber. Well, this guy's amazing. Like, it's amazing, and the confidence that these men get.
Yes.
These guys are flying to Hawaii to get this haircut, and that's why I was like,
oh wow.
That's why I was saying we should plan a Your Worst Neighbor's trip in Hawaii.
I have no hair though. What the fuck is he gonna do to me?
You grow it out, Jorge. You grow everything out, and he can make it look nice. You know what I'm saying? Like that guy, he had no hair, but now he has hair.
Have you seen the videos of the homeless people? It makes me cry.
Oh yeah, and they do the transformation.
Yeah,
and they give him a bath and they make him all clean,
clean, and then it just shows you how they look like they made a guy look like a Wall Street broker. Like he looked so good, and he started crying because he felt like he had a bit of humanity back.
Yeah.
You know, and it was it really gets him
It
going.
touches it makes you cry.
And that says something. You know, a lot of it's so funny. A lot of guys give women shit for like using makeup and glow up as therapy.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, that should apply to a lot of folks if you could afford it. I think guys should make more of it. I mean,
I 100% agree. I think guys should pay attention to how to make themselves feel confident.
Now, I'm being hypocritical because for the longest time, I was the schlubby guy. For the longest time, again, low self-esteem. For the longest time, I did not take care of myself, my health, my hygiene. Now that I'm getting into fitness, now that I'm learning, and now that I'm getting in shape, it's kind of motivating me to actually, dress a little better, moisturize more.
Right. That way you're building more confidence with just how you look.
And it does have a psychological effect for sure.
Well, and I'm looking for a guy. Well, that when I showed you, that guy didn't have too much hair. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I just love watching the transformation on these guys. Because like I said, it makes me want to find. So now when I look at guys and I'm like, he looks kind of, what was the word you, schluppy?
Schlubby? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, he looks kind of schluppy, but I guarantee that we fucking trim that guy's hair. He's going to look amazing.
I love this from you. Here's why. And I feel like a lot more people should be like you. Is you see the potential in people.
I always do.
I think we're right now. I mean, this is me talking my 2 cents. Some things I think we always see the negative in people, and not the potential.
100%, I agree.
I'm like, like
they find out all these things that's wrong. They're like, I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't like this. And when they should show what they do like about the person.
And maybe you do feel all those bad things, but hey, there's always the potential of being better. As a person, not necessarily look better, but of course, feel better.
Yeah.
So I definitely love where you're coming with that.
Yeah, no, and I when I saw this video, like I'm obsessed. I've watched every single video, and I'm just kind of like I said, I just want to go find a dude and be like, we're gonna go to Hawaii, and you're gonna get your hair cut from this guy.
Shout out to the handle again for our listeners to check out.
_Cam Barber. Follow him. He's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And then the other one is Ty Nguyen Steady Cutting. He's in Virginia, and he also does. Okay, look at this guy. This one's Molly's favorite because she's the one who showed me. She showed me, I think, this guy, but the other guy I found.
He looks like me, kind of. Oh no, he does not look like me. I thought it was a Mexican guy. It's a black guy.
He looks Mexican. Look at he looks like he's Latino.
He's mixed. He's definitely mixed.
No, look at the beginning of the video.
Yeah, he looks Mexican there, looking like a nerdy Mexican guy, and now he's like yeah.
And let's see the transformation, dude.
See, I'm so I wish I had any hair to work on.
Wait, he doesn't have hair. He doesn't have hair in the beginning. Like, you know what I mean? Like, like I said, you just grow it out, and he does this magic. These guys are changing. These Vietnamese guys are changing men's lives and making their wives and girlfriends so much happier. And it's funny because they do the reveal. They do the reveal, right?
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You look so different.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even recognize you. And the guys are just like, oh my God, like I look so good. And they're like doing like all these facial features on their face.
Yeah.
Like making emphasis because they look good. They feel good.
Yeah.
And I believe that in order for you to love yourself, you have to take initiative to want to look good. Like right now, that's what I'm proud of you. You know, you're like sticking to the losing the weight. You're sticking to eating healthier. Like I tried to, what did I offer you? I think it's sandwich. Yeah. And he was like, I'm on a diet, or I'm watching what I eat, which that's awesome.
I don't mean that in disrespectful.
No. We were even being disrespectful, but I mean, I eat everything. So that's why I've actually, the only thing I've cut down so I can be healthy, because I probably gained like 10 to 15 pounds since since the past like 90 days. Yeah. Because I'm going through depression. Yeah. It's kind of a good segue to what I was going to tell you about.
Yeah, I'd love to go there, but I'd like to do plugs first. Then
we're going to do plugs?
If you don't mind. So yeah,
we're not doing a segment. I thought we're doing a segment.
Segment is you.
Oh, it's me. Oh, okay, that's cool.
All right. Before we touch that territory, what are you plugging on? What's going on?
I'm so happy. Every Sunday we have Foxtail in downtown San Jose. Every Monday we have Comedy Night at Groundstack Coffee in Stockton, and then every first Wednesday we have Comedians and Empanadas at the beautiful Casa Guzmania, the best empanadas in downtown San Jose. I would like to say the best empanadas in the Bay Area. So be sure to check out Casa Guzmania first Wednesdays of every month. You're going to be on the show. I want to say, right? I want to say you're going to be on the show.
Is this one of the headshot?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You're going to be at Casa Guzmania or is it Acopio? No, it's Casa
I don't
Guzmania.
know.
It's Casa Guzmania.
Wherever you want me.
Yeah. You're going to be at Casa Guzmania. Jorge is going to be on the show, so be sure to check out Your Worst Neighbors.
If you're a cancer survivor, don't come. No, just kidding. At least don't sit in the front.
Unless, or if you are a cancer horoscope, come to the show. And then first Thursdays, I have Acopio, also in downtown San Jose, off of 24th Street. Really amazing Mexican food. They have pork belly tacos.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Something Pibli.
But they're but when they bring out the pork belly, it's like a rectangle cube.
Huh?
Yeah. It's like a rectangle.
Is it like fake meat?
No, it's real fucking meat. The way they just chop it is like a block of pork, and it is fucking amazing. Acopio, yeah. It's one of my favorite Mexican restaurants other than Casa Guzmania, because Casa Guzmania specializes in empanadas. So I do go look at the pictures, but I do recommend checking them out on first Wednesdays and first Thursdays. And then I do work at the San Jose Improv now. So if you're planning to go to any shows at the San Jose Improv, please say hi to me. Let me know that I'm still a good person, and that that you're still my friend, and that you support comedy, local comedy, right? Because it's at the San Jose Improv.
Oh, it's like these right here. Oh,
that's not it. No, that's not it. Okay. It's like a block, like an actual block. Can you show more pictures on there? Go down. There should be a thing right there. That blue thing that's right there. Show more pictures. No, you went to another person's page.
Well, I'm checking in. Support PX. Check out her comedy shows.
My website too, pxcomedy.org. I made some changes. I managed to make changes on it by myself, so I've updated my site. I'm probably going to be redoing my website. So if there's anyone out here listening that wants to take some pro bono work on helping me build my website, please contact me. You can find me on social media at PX Comedy on most social media handles, and then you can also contact me at pxcomedy@gmail.com.
All right, folks, there you heard it. Follow and subscribe to PX. Check out her open mics and show. Support local entertainment. If you have not already, you can subscribe to this podcast on all major podcast platforms. Spotify, Apple, wherever it is you listen to your podcast, we are most likely there. And follow us on social media, Your Worst Neighbors Podcast. And you can email us at yourworstneighborspodcast@gmail.com. All righty. And yeah, segueing that you just started a job at the Improv. So how you been in general? Because it's been a while since we've seen each other.
Oh my gosh, I've been fucking depressed. Honestly, I've been depressed, and I'm slowly but surely telling people about what's going on in my life. So that's why I think this podcast episode would be perfect, because I'm almost in the process of losing my home, right? I've gotten notices from my mortgage company. If you don't know what a mortgage company is, it's the people that let you borrow money to purchase your home, right? Because no one has like $300,000 just laying around. I mean, some people do, but that's 1%. I feel like people that actually has that just laying around, right?
Yeah.
And so because I can't afford to pay my mortgage, because it's been so hard for me to find work, I fell behind on payments, and I've been getting notices like, hey, pay your fucking mortgage. And I'm just kind of like, I'm trying, so I've got notices that, if I don't pay my mortgage by September 9th, then they're going to have to go into the proceedings of selling my home, which is yesterday. Yeah. They're going to go into the process of putting me in default to sell my home.
Yeah.
And now I'm just kind of like holding my breath to see what's going to happen next. And so since I've been looking for work, I've been looking for things that were in the financial industry, because I have 16 years worth of, financial industry experience. Mm-hmm. And that's going from like opening an account for somebody, banking account, checking account, whatever it is, guiding them for their account, all the way up to helping them get a loan, help them purchase their first home, help them purchase their first car. I've done almost every position, don't say position, but in the banking industry, but on the front line, right? Yeah. Like rarely in the back office part. And so when I say back office, I'm saying like finance. There's like an accounting department, right? There's like a marketing department. Those are the areas I haven't really touched on. Yeah. But in the front lines, I've done the opening accounts, creating people's debit cards, right? Updating accounts, whatever. And so I've been interviewing for financial institutions, and I've been just getting no, hard no, you know, and then, oh, thank you for your interest. Thank you for applying. Unfortunately, we went with another candidate.
Yeah.
And for the life of me, I've probably applied for over like 200 jobs in the past 90 days, which is why I've gained so much weight, because I've been eating more. And I also quit smoking cigarettes. I quit smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
I don't know if I told you that. So I've been eating a lot more.
And you're not cranky at all, so that's good.
No, yeah, I'm not cranky. I quit cold turkey. Well, I mean, I quit cold turkey, and then like a week later, I tried smoking a cigarette, and I was like, ugh, I didn't finish it. I was like, it just doesn't taste the same to me, and I just quit.
Yeah.
And so there's been a lot that's been going on in the past 90 days. I mean, we've seen each other before that, but the part that makes me depressed, right,
Sure.
is the fact that I have 16 years worth of banking experience, but because I filed bankruptcy, which we've talked about in previous episodes,
Yeah.
right, because I filed bankruptcy, I found out recently that banks will not hire, financial institutions will not hire someone who has a bankruptcy.
That's crazy.
Which it makes sense because it's a risk.
Well, here's the thing.
This person is a risk to the organization.
I understand, right? But there's plenty of folks that are like rich folks that file bankruptcy and still rich.
Well,
and
most of the rich
manage-
folk, they're self-employed though.
Well,
They own their fucking own corporations, own businesses.
Right, but what I'm trying to say is that there's people that in financial. I feel, at least that's my perception. I could be wrong. People in finances that go bankrupt and they still are in the finance.
Yeah, like
industry.
our ex president.
Exactly.
Donald Trump, which, by the way, the debate is going on right now.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
So it's like, you know, it's kind of shitty that they're putting you in that position, because it's like they're not helping you.
Right. It's putting me, I feel like, in a worse position.
Right.
Okay, I just had to show you what the pork looks like. That's what the pork belly looks like. See that block?
I'm gonna have to go and try it out.
But
That makes me nervous.
They put it on a homemade, in-house made tortillas, but it's so good. You're gonna be like, dude,
Is that the taco?
No, that's not the taco. I think that's some sauce or something else.
If this
But
place,
that's what it looks
if
like.
this place is like we're
It's a fancy.
By the way, we're referring to the Mexican restaurant. She
Copio.
hosts her show,
Yeah.
Copio.
It's pretty fancy.
If they're deconstructing a taco, I'm going to be a little.
No, they're
weirded
not,
out with that.
because it's a homemade tortilla, right?
Gotcha.
And then they're putting a block of. It's just a different way.
I'm going to have to try it. It looks good, but
And this is how good their food is. Okay, you
Yeah.
know I don't eat vegetables, right?
don't know why. But
Well, yeah, but I don't. I'm not a vegetable fan.
Yeah.
And they make these mushroom tacos. Fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I like mushrooms.
Like portobello mushroom, or are they like?
You know, I don't know. Maybe it is because it's maybe like sliced.
Are they
You know what I mean?
Are they big or they're small?
They're like, it's like kind of like shredded. They make it into like shredded, like instead of shredded chicken, right? It's like shredded mushrooms. And I eat that more than I eat the pork belly, because to me, I feel like it's more healthier for me personally. Like I feel like I already don't eat vegetables, right? But I'll eat fungus, I guess. And
It's good for you though.
Yeah.
Fungus is really good for you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, some funguses actually cure cancer.
Sure.
Maybe
Yeah,
they'll
I believe
cure
it.
that.
Depression?
The audience member that we had.
I should have had fungus wherever I go.
Just carry it out of your pocket.
Maybe I do.
Yeah, no. And so that's what's been depressing, that I've been looking for a job, you know, and then that's why I regret not going to college.
Did they
you know?
tell you?
No, they don't tell you that.
That's
And the only reason why I found out is because my mom was in the financial industry, right? And she
Yeah.
knows people that still currently work at the financial industry.
Yeah.
And she asked them. And I never thought to ask my friends, because
Yeah.
most of my friends, I don't know them really necessarily in the HR department and the recruiting part of it. They're all like in the field of like banking, actual banking, right? Not in the back office of banking.
Yeah.
So I didn't really think of questioning that. And then my mom asked one of her friends who still works for a financial institution, and she's like, "Oh yeah, no, they won't hire people that have bankruptcy." And I was like,
like ever,
So
or
much
is it
sense.
just because it's a recent
from
thing?
what I understand, I mean, because bankruptcy stay on your record for 7 or 13 years, supposedly, right? It's like depending on what you
So
file.
until it gets off the record, then you
Yeah,
can.
which this is my second bankruptcy.
Yeah.
I filed bankruptcy when I was 18, and now I'm 41. So that was already long gone off my,
Yeah.
credit, which is it's just unfortunate that, I spent more than almost half of my life in this industry that I love doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I love helping people get into their first homes. I love opening accounts for people and educating them on how to maintain their account. But then what kind of example am I? right? I work at a financial institution, but to me, my case is a little bit different because I
you're
went
being
through
too
a
hard on
divorce.
yourself.
Well, and I went through a divorce, you know what I mean, which doesn't
True.
help my bankruptcy. You know,
True.
I went from 2 incomes to 1 income, you know, and I went from income to fucking getting fired, not fired, but laid off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Same thing as fired, but you know, and that's my situation, which I think is, I'm going to say this because I think it's kind of funny, and I'm hoping no one from my old job's listening to this, but I reached out to my old boss because I was like, hey, you know, I'm going to put you down as a reference and be like, hey, because they asked, can I contact your employer, right? So then I actually text messaged my boss and I was like, hey, I'm putting you down on some of these applications. So in case, is it okay if they reach out to you? And he's like, yeah, no, that's totally fine. And he's like, and then I was like, okay, I'll send you the information. And he's like, did you send that to the work email or did you send that to my personal email? And I was like, oh, I sent to the work. And he's like, well, I don't work there anymore. And he got let go literally like either the same month or a month after he let me go.
Wow.
Yeah, so I mean, it sucks. Karma's a bitch, you know what I mean? But
Karma.
That's
To him.
Yeah, to him, not to me. Well, maybe to me. I don't know.
Was
Maybe
he
I
a-
did
was
something
he a
wrong.
bad boss?
No, he wasn't.
Oh.
He was a good guy. He was a good guy. That's why I reached out to
He
him.
was the guy that laid you off.
He was a guy, but I know I didn't take it personally. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like,
Well,
this is part of
layoffs.
his job, you
Yeah,
know?
nothing he can do.
Yeah,
Layoffs.
then because I wasn't the only person that got laid off. You know,
Right.
there's other people. It wasn't like they laid off everybody at once. It was just kind of like a few phases at a time. You know, they were letting go certain people in certain departments and then another department. And it's just unfortunate that I know that if I'm going through something like this, I'm sure other people are going through something similar, even with 2 parents in the household, right? Where 2 parents can possibly lose their job, you know? And that's where I'm at. And a lot of people have been worried about me. So if you're listening to this podcast and you know me personally, don't be worried. I'm okay. I'm
Should
alive.
I be worried?
No, but people have been reaching out like, hey, are you okay?
By the
And I'm
way,
like, did I
if-
post something?
If something does happen to you, you do know they're going to blame me because I live closest to you.
Oh, stupid. They're like, Jorge, why didn't you
Jorge,
save her?
Jorge, you were down the street, literally. What the fuck?
That's so stupid. No.
Well, you know, that's what's the game plan now?
Well, the game plan is to squat here as long as I can. The game plan is, I don't know. Like, I'm just waiting to get more clarity on what's going to happen with my home now because I filed bankruptcy. I'm not going to be able to buy a house in the next few years. I mean, being in the financial industry, that's one thing I did learn. Like, if you filed bankruptcy, it's like forgiven, not necessarily off your credit report, but it's not looked down upon after like 3 to 4 years of filing, right? So in 3 or 4 years, I can potentially buy another house. However, I still need to make that income. You know, I'm making minimum wage right now working at San Jose Improv, and I'm potentially another job, and now I have no life because I'm working in the daytime, working in the nighttime. But that's the type of sacrifices I'm making. So either I can try to keep my house, you know what I mean, but I won't because I'm back behind payments, and it sucks. It really hurts. You know, I'm like ashamed and I'm sad and I'm frustrated. And, you know, a lot of my friends who have reached out, they're like, why don't you do a GoFundMe? And like, I've seen people do GoFundMes and there's nothing wrong with that. But me personally, it's like, yeah, give me money so I can save my house. But really, that's not what's going to happen because it's like, how am I going to make fucking $12,000? You know what I'm saying? Within a certain period of time. And to me, I don't want to burden anybody enough as it is. Because obviously I asked my parents like, hey, can you guys help me out? They're like, we're fucking broke too. You know what I mean? Like, so it's been like it's been a crazy, touchy, emotional roller coaster. And I feel like I'm at the point in my life. I mean, I'm would say middle-aged, right? I feel like I'm at that point in my life where it's like, just when you think it can't get any worse, it gets worse. You know what I mean? It just keeps getting worse. But I that's why I do comedy, because I'm sharing a story, but in a different light, right? Like I talk about my divorces. I'm probably gonna start talking about my bankruptcy. I mean, I did make a joke, but I think it was more depressing than than funny.
Welcome to the club.
And mine was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna lose my house soon, so I'm gonna fucking burn the house down. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and people are just like, crickets. Like, is she really gonna fucking burn the house down? You know what I mean? But it's a joke. I wouldn't fucking burn my fucking house down. You know, maybe I would though. I'm just kidding. No, but.
Well, I'm sorry.
I'm not. I won't. But that's the situation I'm in right now, and that's why I want people to listen to live local comedy, because you never know what's going on in people's lives. You know what I mean? And the fact that comedians are going out there, which we are the most sensitive and traumatic people. That's why we do comedy. You know, we're full of trauma, and no one knows what we're going through until like they listen to a podcast or it's their actual friend, and they tell them like, oh shit. You're
they
going
die.
through a lot, or they do that too. Trust me, I know about that feeling. Welcome to my world.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
You know, and it's depressing, and I just want people to know that there's people who care. You know, you're one of the people that I care about, and you know, you do reach out to me. You're like, hey, I just want to check in. So
maybe I should reach out more often.
No, you're fine. There's a lot of people like trying to be like, I'm here for you.
I want to say that you are loved by many, and asking for help is never bad. It's never bad.
That's the common phrase that quote everyone's been telling me.
I know, but I'm telling you, because that goes to me too. That, you know, there's people that love you, and people, you know, and it's good. I'm happy to hear people are reaching out to you to make sure.
Yeah,
that's a good sign.
It makes me feel good because I'm like,
that means you're not a dick.
And I'm not going through it alone. You know, that's the part that, like, because I feel alone a lot. Like, I'm by myself half the time because I have my kids go to their dads.
Yeah.
So I'm literally by myself.
They're definitely going to blame me. Jorge, the neighbor, never stopped by.
They're going to be like, we lost our house because of a worst neighbor, Jorge. But with my main thing is like my animals. You know what I mean? Like, that's the part. Like, I think about those things. So when I'm working at the Improv or when I'm like doing shows, like those are the things that are constantly on my mind because I'm like, what am I gonna fucking do? What am I gonna have to eat my animals? You know what I mean? Like,
whoa, what are you? Haitian migrant? No, I'm just kidding.
What'd you say?
Haitian migrant? I don't know.
Why they eat animals?
Well, there's a thing going. Never mind. It's distracting.
It's just like Filipinos eating dogs.
It's a news joke.
Like recent? Is this like
it's
this current
thing.
news?
I'll explain later. This is a very serious topic. So
you're like, we're talking about your serious bullshit right now.
No, well, I'm happy. Well, I'm not happy, but I appreciate you sharing that and to our listeners.
Yeah.
And it's you're going through a lot of hardship, but I believe in you. I know folks that believe in you to get through this adversity. And if there's any way I could help or other folks can help in little ways, more than happy to. I mean, I've always and all my friends to be doing well in life, and you know, damn. So
I know I didn't mean to be a Debbie Downer, but I'm trying to make these into funny jokes. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
But
I mean, I could roast you, but I don't want to do that right now.
Oh God, I dare you! We should do a Your Worst Neighbors roast,
yeah,
we just fucking roast, and we'll throw Sam in there, and Sam will fucking probably murder me too.
No, I don't think so.
I'm not a very good roaster, But
I mean, I think the important part is right now looking for some sort of financial stability, right?
Right. And I'm getting resources. You know, people are throwing resources at me. People are throwing jobs at me, like apply here, apply there, and that's another discouraging thing. You know, I've gotten
it's so hard to
referrals from like.
Actually, I got rejected recently from a job, so.
I have a video of like not even half of the jobs I've been denied, like, and it's just clips after clip after clip, like, thank you for hiring, thank you for applying, thank you for applying, thank you for applying. And it sucks because people are like, you should apply for the city of San Jose, you should apply for the VTA, my dad, you should apply for, you know, these places. And I apply at every single one that my friends tell me to apply, and I don't get it. I don't get a call. I barely get an interview. The only time I've gotten an interview was, I want to say, for to be like a marketing person for this company, because they do like short reels on like Instagram, you know, like dramatic stories. Well, they wanted me to record a video, and so I made a video, and then I sent it, and that was like probably my second or third interview, and then they ended up sending me an email that I didn't get it.
I'm sorry.
Was super sad. Yeah, but I'm like,
but go ahead.
It's annoying because like when I posted that reel of all the rejections that I got, the family member was like, it's okay, you didn't get this, you're not getting this one because it's not the right one for you. And I'm just like, where's the right one? You know what I mean? Where is my place right now? Because
how's maybe this is a discussion after the recording. I'd love to dwell on this more and see if you're open to that.
Yeah, of course.
To brainstorming.
Yeah.
But for this episode's sake, I think maybe we should try some manifesting. Let's manifesting.
I've been doing that.
So tell us.
What am I manifesting?
What was in your perfect world? What is the best case scenario in this situation? Either what kind of job you hope you get, either staying or moving. Like, tell me, like, in a perfect world, what things would ideally like to happen?
As far as job wise, I want to be in a work environment where I'm able to help people. Like that's because that's what banking does, right? Sure. I mean, I can't say the same thing for Chase and Wells Fargo because they're like, they'll open accounts for people who aren't even here. You know what I mean? Like it's not in the best interest of the client. But for me, I like want to educate people on how to buy a house. I want to educate people on how to open their first account because there's people, Birdman didn't even open a bank account until like within the past like 2 years. And he did it because I told him to. I was like, go to this place, open an account, put your money in there. And that's what he did.
Like maybe like a financial coaching.
Yeah, financial coaching. Yeah, I would. I mean, like, and that's another thing. Like, maybe I should open my own avenue about doing financial. But then, like, I feel like I'm so hypocritical because here I am. I filed bankruptcy, and you know what I'm saying.
I think you're being too hard on that aspect. There's plenty of folks that are in the field, and them in their personal lives don't really do well, but doesn't reflect bad. It's just some people's they have a good skill in communicating best decisions for financial or life stuff.
Yeah, and it's easier to help someone else, right? To help than help yourself usually.
And always when you're entering a new field, it's probably a good idea to see if you get like an internship or something, or at least something in that field, just to know how it works and get into it.
I mean.
Right,
it's my thing. 16 years I've been fucking doing it. Now I feel like I have to start all over again.
So it seems to me like ideally you want to stay in the financial.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind staying in the financial or just any type of thing.
When you say you don't mind, like I need something.
Why I say I don't mind is because I really want to be a comedian. That's what I want to do. I want to do that for a living. You know what I mean? I want to be able to tour. I want to be able to produce shows where I actually make money from because, my family members, even the ones in the Philippines, they think I'm like this famous comedian and I have all this money when I'm fucking broke. I'm fucking broke and I don't do comedy right now for the money. I do it just to make people laugh. I do it to build a platform for my people, like our community, to be able to tell jokes and be able to go through like the same thing that I'm going through, like this is like a therapy for me. Like doing comedy is like therapeutic.
Probably you working at the Improv Comedy Club is probably a good thing.
Yeah, it's helping.
Because I know you're part of the front of house, but I think maybe you could work yourself to management or like in a sense of like being more of behind the scenes financial stuff.
Yeah. Well, maybe I don't know.
I see good opportunities coming your way. So
yeah, I don't know unless you're. But the way,
the difficult part is always
easier said than done.
Patience with yourself. Working with the universe and the adversities putting in front of you. It's always difficult.
Yeah. Well, if anyone knows any jobs that are hiring, holla at your girl. You guys can find me at pxcomedy@gmail.com. Like, send me. Yeah, I would give you my number, but then I don't want any fucking spam. We're already getting a lot of spam.
Yeah. Well, again, I hope this manifestation happens. I hope something comes along that puts you in a good financial stability, that opens up other opportunities that you actually want to do.
And I want to have a confession. Like you, Jorge, Jorge.
No.
And the listeners know more about me than my own family members. Because like I feel so comfortable sharing stuff on this podcast because I know no one listens to it. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I know people listen to it.
No.
But
I don't disagree, brother. Yeah. But we do have listenership.
No, we do
appreciate
have,
you guys tuning in.
No, I do. And that's why I love that because if I didn't feel comfortable, I wouldn't be talking about it. But that's how much I love this podcast, how much I love our listeners.
Well, I'm honored.
So I'm happy to share.
I'm honored and I'm happy and I appreciate you're open to express that with us, with me and the listeners.
Yeah. And if they're going through anything, our listeners, reach out to us. We're going through some shit.
Go to our website. Yeah. Contact her there.
Jorge's fixing bidets, literally shit.
Maybe we should get into the bidet business.
Oh yeah, installing people's bidets. Yeah. Okay, that'd be fun. Yeah, okay.
I mean, you're good at it.
I mean, yeah, I've done 2, but other than that, if anyone needs any financial coaching, hit me up. I got you. I don't know how much I charge for the hour, but
all right, folks. On that note, thank you for tuning in to your Worst Neighbors podcast. Support her open mics and her showcases, and
Jorge too is going to be there on Sundays.
She's shy by the GoFundMe, but if you go to her shows, tip her well. She's gonna need it. And Venmo. Put your Venmo out there. Fuck it. Put your Venmo out there.
It's PX Comedy.
It's technically not GoFundMe.
At PX Comedy is my Venmo. So
there you go. Spread PX Comedy Venmo.
Yeah. Thank you, Jorge.
All right, PX. Thank you for joining me today. And
always a pleasure.
Hopefully, the next episode we'll record it here, but wherever it may be, looking forward to it.
Yeah, that's right. It might not be at the studio anymore.
All right, folks. Thank you for tuning in.
Bye.